Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here. I'm Terry Herning, and I am here with the rest of the Change Making Kids team. And we wanted to talk about our upcoming conference in, just a month, which seems incredible. And we're going to dive into a little bit more about each of us and what this conference is all about and how it was created. And we have some questions from families just like yours that are interested in this conference. So I'm going to start us off with introductions. My name is Terry Herning. And first and foremost, I am an autism mom. My son is now 20, so he is a young adult. And I have other children not on the autism spectrum. And I started to delve into this world of integrative health and medicine and understanding the power of nutrition and supplementation. I've worked in the supplement world for over 15 years and also have an integrative health coaching practice. So I help my own clients. And that was sort of the way I met these three wonderful individuals with me. And we really wanted to harness the power of what we've each learned in our own, professional lives, in our personal lives as parents, to help you and your family navigate the most challenging times that we are in right now. So with that, I want to go around and we're going to do introductions. So I'm going to start with Dr. Medea Saeed. If you could introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. This is something that we are super passionate about. Why? Because the fact that we've been there. We are there with our own families, and we needed a community like this. We needed this conference, so therefore we created it. And why did we need this? Because of the fact that, as I'm a best-selling author times 8. I just submitted my 8th book to the publisher. My kids have a podcast called the Holistic Kid Show Podcast with over 150 episodes. They have a book deal. I speak all over the world. I've spoken on stages of 12,000. So when we are living a life that looks a little bit different like everybody else, we're sort of not following the status quo. Obviously, the kids they have a holistic kid show and they eat a little bit differently than everybody else. They think differently than everybody else. Their free time is not just spent scrolling. I mean, obviously they're kids. There's a little bit of that, but most of it's not. They have a purpose. They have a mission. And that is when we sat together and saw that each one of our kids was like that. With a drive, with a purpose, and we needed a community for those like-minded kids and parents. This is why we created this, and because of this dream and mission, we are putting this together. And then I'll pass the torch to Julie. So this way. So thank you so much. So yeah, there we go.
Can you hear me okay?
It was so much fun.
Hey, everybody. I'm Julie Matthews, and I am a nutrition consultant, and I'm very excited to be here today to share all this with you. As Medea said, this is something we are very, very passionate about. We, each of us as parents, realize that not only do we as parents need each other, but our kids need support. And so we are, and they have so much to offer the world as well. And so to be able to get together and to share their gifts and to shine and to be inspired by other kids that are like them was really something that we were really excited to put together, where they can really be themselves and, have it be, I don't want to say normal, but have it be celebrated and have them really be able to be enjoying their lives and positive and really be a role model. So I'm very excited. My daughter is really excited to share everything that she thinks about and
meet other kids like her. So I think that's really what I wanted to share most today, and look forward to seeing all the kids interact and really have an amazing time.
Thanks, Julie. Now we'd love to hear from Dr. Tom Moorcroft.
Yeah. Hey, thanks everybody. It is so awesome to be here with all of you. And like everyone has said, this has been a passion project because we all have kids who live on planet Earth right now in a really crazy time, right? And our kids are leaders, just like all kids can be leaders. But our kids are a little different, and they really stand out because they use their phone, they use their iPad, their tablet, they interact with all these other kids in a way that is common these days, but they're not addicted to it. They're not only using it that way. They actually know how to have a face-to-face conversation. And sometimes that's kind of weird, right? And so in my background, I treat Lyme disease. I treat autoimmune encephalitis, often known as PANS and PANDAS. So a lot of kids with some behavioral issues, and they sort of are a bit of outcasts too, just like some of our autistic kids. But they're not outcasts because they're different. They're outcasts because we don't necessarily know how to have a conversation with them, just like this in the autism where we talk about spellers. Some people can't communicate as well with their mouth, but they might be able to write. Other kids communicate better through drawing and reading and interaction. My daughter loves to cook, right? And it's really interesting. She tries all kinds of new experimental things, whereas other kids are throwing something in the microwave and then they're grabbing it. And I've seen so many thousands and thousands of children who have a unique gift, but we just don't know how to allow them to grow within it and expand it, or we might not even know how to interact with it or even to engage with them to bring it out. So what we really want to do is say, like, first of all, like Madiha was saying, hey, our kids are weird and different because they do things like eat organic food and they go to bed on time and they get up and they're self-directed, and, they don't think that, like, wearing a bathing suit or a thong on Instagram is the thing, right? Because it's not. It's about sharing your heart and love, and their unique light. And so we're really here to help our children and your children know that being a leader is by being yourself. And other people around you, we can inspire them to be also to share their unique light from their heart by just being themselves. And they don't have to try to lead other kids or other adults. They just have to lead by example, as we started off with. So I'm really excited to share all the, there are some strategies for doing this. There are ways for like my wife and I, one of the biggest things we have is we're actually achieving our goal, but it feels hard. So we want to provide adults and parents with, whether you're a couple or whether you're a single parent, we want to give you the tools that are going to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to reflect on how my kid is growing and they're doing amazing. So I can take a deep breath and take some of the stress off of me, and then also empower our children to do the same and bring them together in a community where they can bond with other children and other young adults who are the future leaders of the world, and so that they can do all that right now. So I'm just so honored to be here. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us, and we can't wait to see you at the first ever Change Making Kids Conference in June.
And thank you so much, each of you. And, in case you couldn't hear it from our voices, this really came from our own need. We sat around a table at a conference and we said, gosh, isn't it so great that we have each other? We can talk about the things that we are passionate about, which is really at its core, supporting others in optimal health and wellness, whether it's children or adults, and really making the world a better place. And talking about how each of our kids have had distinct challenges in some of those same ways, right? Whether it's mental health issues, not feeling like they're a part of the crowd because they're not dialed into technology. For my family, I didn't allow my children to be on technology for a long time. Now my children are young adults, and of course they use technology, but looking at the impact on our kids' mental health, it's a big issue. And that's just one of the issues. Bullying, not eating the same way, not thinking the same way. And as we do our work in the world, really empowering our patients or clients, we wanted to be able to give our children the same community and the same environment where they can gain actionable tools to handle things like bullying, swimming upstream, eating differently, thinking differently, because our children really are the leaders of tomorrow. And that is how the Change Making Kids Conference was born. And we are going to be coming to you live from beautiful Illinois. So the conference is June 24th and 25th, and it's located at the incredible Starved Rock in Illinois, which has just amazing facilities and great outdoor opportunities. One of the big questions that we've gotten as a team is, what will my kids gain from this? And our goal when we sat down and started putting together the itinerary and the breakout sessions was to give your teens and your family actionable tools to allow them to thrive in today's world. And what this means is hands-on learning and interactive sessions that are designed to be fun, engaging, and educational. So your teens are going to, be up close and personal with peers, their peers, and mentors who have been there, done that, and who are making a difference in their own community. The four of us that you see here will be available and presenting different topics. And that actually leads to our next question that we've gotten. And I would love for Julie and Medea to take this one, which is, why is nutrition such a focus at this conference?
Why is nutrition so important? We can go right into this. We are mind, body, soul, and our children are mind, body, soul. So to optimize our child's mind, body, and soul, we can then optimize their brain health, optimize their decision-making capabilities. There's two main pieces in decision-making that's called neuroeconomics, and that's your prefrontal cortex and your amygdala. And you need both of these pieces to be working appropriately in order for your child to make rational decisions. So the prefrontal cortex is responsible for your rational decision-making, while your amygdala is responsible for that fight and flight. Again, both of these pieces need to be working in order for your child to make a rational decision. But what's going on in today's day and age? The kids are living out of balance lives. Their food is out of balance. They're eating all this toxic food that's not really even shouldn't be considered food, with additives and preservatives and GMOs. On top of that, the environmental toxins, the social pressures, the increased stresses, the negativity, the lack of sleep, the increased blue light, EMFs, all of these things that are really disconnecting the prefrontal cortex from the amygdala. And when that disconnects, the children are now making fight and flight type of decision. It's an us versus you mentality. They're unable to control their emotions. They're unable to control their actions. They're unable to truly be themselves because of the fact that their brain can't function. So here at this Change Making Kids conference, we are going to give parents and the kids the tools that they need, including how to cook and what to cook. Offering them organic, non-GMO options for foods, because of the fact that that is one of the keys to optimizing brain, body, mitochondrial function, all of that. Because remember, we need nutrients to regulate trillions of biological processes that are occurring in your child's body every second. So if we don't give them the key nutrition, then how are we going to expect our children to be leaders in this next world? So this is why we are going to prioritize that, along with giving our children the tools and the techniques that they need to really change the world. So that's my little 2 cents on that.
Which is so critical.
I'll go ahead and just say hi. So, one of the reasons that I wanted I really was excited about this event was for this very topic, because I remember when my daughter was in elementary school and she used to love to bring sauerkraut to school, and then all the kids would say, "Ooh, gross." And then guess what? She stopped bringing sauerkraut to school, and I was not happy about that. And so it's just an example of, our kids, it's really nice to have some people around them. Now she laughs at the story and says, she told everybody, no, the sauerkraut is really good. You should try it. And, she found her own, voice in that. But still, we didn't really have sauerkraut at school after that, although she still eats it, still loves it. But, those are the kinds of things where if we can have peers that they can talk to that like similar things in the world, or where they're not only even their uniquenesses, but just the things that they like, they can just be themselves and be celebrated. And it's just nice. It's a nice opportunity to have that and meet some people like that. And so that's one of the things I was really excited about this event, is the opportunity for our kids to get to and eat what they like, be around other kids that eat similarly, get to eat those good foods when they're at an event, learn about those good foods and all of that. So, that's really where my passion is. So that's something that I think is going to be really wonderful for them to get to share.
And it's so exciting. We're going to do like a cooking demonstration, and then have these foods and, teach the importance of all of these foods and how you can use these foods to become your superhero, right? And that is really what we're trying to do. Give the kids the skills, including cooking, to create leaders that are not just mindful of themselves and what they're putting in their bodies, but the world around them.
Well, and like you said, these are lifelong skills, right? We delved into the world of therapeutic nutrition with the help of Julie 15 years ago. And it has been an amazing journey of being able to connect the dots for my children themselves on what foods, additives, ingredients are impacting their mood, their focus, their attention, their ability to concentrate, all of these different things. And, I think to myself, gosh, what if I had my own, what if I had these skills when I was their age? These are the things that kids need to live an empowered, healthy life. We've seen rising chronic illness and disease, even in children. And there is a different way. And our children and our families are living that. And what's really cool about this conference is your family, your teens are not going to just learn from, other adults. They're going to learn from other kids. And they're going to be able to do hands-on events like getting in the kitchen and cooking and learning how to make amazing tasting foods that are going to support their body, their brain, their mood, their energy level, and to help them be empowered and move forward. But it's not just about food, right? I want to really cover another topic that I'm going to ask Dr. Tom to take and expand on, because it's this issue of bullying, and even not just overt bullying, but he is going to talk on what happens when kids feel left out. So, Tom, do you want to take this?
Yeah, I think it's great. And it's a great segue too, because maybe your kid doesn't like the way that my daughter learned to cook was she had the opportunity to do it. Like, she had her own special knife when she was 3 with a little kid guard, and her own, we gave her as a gift a cutting board, which we still use today, 11 years later. But when we got all excited about it in the beginning, we were super stoked. And then we kind of saw that she wasn't really into it. But we just gave her the opportunity to do it, but we didn't pressure her one way or the other. And now she like cooks dinner for us and we don't even ask. I mean, it's just, so it's about the opportunity. So in this situation, maybe your kids don't like to cook, but they love their phone. How can we wed that together? Well, sometimes we might want to be someone who goes on Instagram or goes on YouTube or does something live like we're doing right now. Well, maybe the kids can take their technology and bridge it into doing that by having a different role in this activity with other kids. So we're going to be bringing the team together, because one of the most important studies I've ever seen, which I thought was so fascinating, was back in the early 2000s, they did a study with functional MRI or fMRI. MRI. Don't know why I can't say MRI today. I've only said it about 1 billion times in my career, But what they did is they had 3 people playing a remote game. And what it was is they were tossing a ball back and forth. And it was like old school Atari style, and they were back and forth and back and forth. And at one point, after they were throwing it back and forth, the researchers asked one of the people or asked 2 of the people to exclude the third one. And so then it was just, they were throwing it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what was really interesting is then they went to the fMRI machine and they found that the areas of the brain that Mediha was just talking about, and a few others that have to do with fear and anxiety and social stressors and feeling left out, were just lit up. But what the craziest thing was, the study actually was completely fictitious. It was a computer program, and it was one person playing against a computer game. And that one person playing against a computer game, if they thought that other people had left them out, they actually had the biochemical changes in their brain that are associated with social isolation. So think about everything we've learned in the pandemic. Think about everything is going on. Like when I pick up my phone and everybody's comparing themselves with somebody else, it's like what we want to do is teach our kids that you can just click a button and it's like that, and you don't even have to think. Whereas like when we were kids, we'd have to like draw a picture or write something or go do graffiti on a wall or something. Like it was a lot of effort to slight somebody. Now we can just swipe a certain direction, hit an up or a down, make a nasty comment, and we think that there's no real ramifications, but there are to the person who did it, but also to the person receiving. So what we want to do is bring kids together and empower them to find their superpower. Medea is always about like becoming your own superhero, right? And that's what it is. It's not about becoming the superhero Dr. Tom wants you to be or Julie wants you to be. It's about becoming or even your parents. Like the worst thing I could ever do is make my daughter my own daughter. I wanted to allow her to be safe and understand the playing field, but grow into who Talia truly is. I wanted to see who she really was as a human being and find her unique skills in the world so that she can shine her unique light, because that's what we need today. We don't need more Talias. We don't need more Toms. We don't need more Medihas. Like they're great people, but each person as a unique individual, because when we do that, that is brain health and that is heart health. And then you go, okay, well, what does this have to do with being, so that's great. It's social pressures and whatever. But when you get into your heart and you find your passion, you do simple things like increase your heart rate variability. So all the biohackers and all the Whoop people and the Oura Ring people are tracking this. How can I get it better? Well, what you do is you center yourself in your heart and you live your passion. And what you'll find is heart rate variability will increase. And so in English, what's that mean? Well, that means that your stress resilience goes up. That means that your resilience to infections, bacterial, fungal, viral, go up. That means your immunity goes up. So if you want to live a longer, healthier life, start by a strong foundation of just being who you are as this unique, loving, amazing individual. And that's one of the things that we're really going to focus on. So we'll give your kids all the tools, but we're also, one of the best tools is going to be the tool for taking the next step in sharing their uniqueness in a way where they feel proud, where they feel like, hey, I'm different, but this is okay. Because the person who might not like my uniqueness might be looking at me going, wow, I'm a true leader. And they're a little afraid to be different because of the pressure of it. But we're going to teach our kids the tools and techniques to do it for themselves and then bring their friends along with them. So they're not accidentally doing the opposite and leaving someone else out, but we're all moving forward together. So this is going to I could talk about this all day long, because as someone who's seen thousands and thousands of people with chronic illnesses, one of the biggest things is not the direct traumas, and those are bad. We hear this all the time. We know what a lot of those are, but it's the accidental trauma that the doctor does when they don't acknowledge how you feel. It's the accidental thing that happens when your doctor or your parents say a certain thing to you, and they meant well, but they just said it in a way that wasn't received that way. And so both of us could learn to communicate a little better, both giving and receiving. And we're going to give you all the tools for that at the Change Making Kids Conference.
Well, and that's exactly it. In today's world, we talk about things going viral. And, from my perspective, I feel like a lot of the wrong things are going viral. And our group really wanted to come together and make being different and unique go viral, make being accepted and eating differently and living differently go viral, even if it's within our own community. And one of the biggest pieces was having our kids all separately feeling isolated and feeling alone in this journey. And I know there are more families just like mine, because I talk to parents every single day who are just like my family. And so when you join this conference, and this is our very first conference, we're so excited and know that this community is just going to grow and grow and grow. Your event ticket includes the 2 days of participation, all sessions, as well as healthy non-GMO meals and snacks, along with those cooking demonstrations that we talked about. And the normal price of the weekend is $450, but we wanted to offer a really special deal for the next week. And we are launching a $199 special. And so if you go to the changemakingkids.com website, you can get registered. And we have partnered with some really amazing companies like Biocide and Botanicals, New Beginnings Nutritionals, Master Supplements, Seven Sundays, Lovebirds. So you're going to get samples of the products that we eat and use in our own homes, because we're so passionate about sharing what we've learned with you and your family to be able to take that message on and empower your kids to, gain their superpower, not, live amongst the world that tries to tamp out their unique gifts. We want our kids to flourish and expand their gifts. And so if you go to changemakingkids.com, you can get your ticket for your child for $199 for the whole weekend. And we've had some questions. I'm trying to field questions as we've been doing this live. And I've gotten a few people asking, is there an online option? And the team really wanted to be in person, but we've gotten so much feedback on this that we want to look at an online option. So if you are interested in the conference and want to look at an online option, I want you to go to our website, changemakingkids.com/contact. You will see a contact button, and I want you to put your information in that contact form and let us know that you would be interested in an online version. And we will come together as a group. We will get back to you and we can move forward with some other options. But otherwise, we would love to see you June 24th and 25th at the Starved Rock event location. And you can register by going to changemakingkids.com and really help us empower the next generation of leaders. So guys, as we wrap up here, anybody else have anything they want to add?
Well, especially in my clinic, I'm seeing, oh, that was really cool, Tom. That's so cool. That's so cool. As you see, you guys, we have a lot of fun. Hopefully this event will be a lot of fun for the kids. But let me just have a heart to heart for 1 second, because the fact that 58% of young adults say they have a lack of meaning and lack of purpose in life. That's 58% of young adults. And especially in this day and age, it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. And this is why this group, together with your children, with you guys, can help to create and, ignite that purpose for your child. Help them to discover their unique gifts and abilities that they can really bring out into themselves and into the world to make this world a better place. And then have people like a community that will support that change, right? And that is why we need this event today. And please check out the website. This deal is for 1 week only for $199 per person. That includes 2 days with all of the food. That's a steal. Full days at this beautiful location with waterfalls and canyons. And it's one of the most beautiful places I've been. So I can't wait to see you guys all there. I can't wait.
Indeed. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us today, because we really are super passionate about bringing our vision to life, and we can't do that without you. So, if you are looking for an inclusive environment that is going to really empower and educate your teens with the experiences that you find meaningful in your lives, because I know there are so many families just like ours out there, then this conference is for you. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to our whole team through that changemakingkids.com website. Reach out through that contact form. Again, if you want an online option, please send us an email and let us know that, and we will get back to you. And for those who know that this is right for them and want to join us and help us bring this vision to reality, I encourage you to take advantage of that 1 week special price of $199 per person. And then we will be seeing you in Illinois next month. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a wonderful Friday and weekend.
See you there.
Bye.